It's time. It's time to leave the past behind. It's time to leave the past behind. A lot of us have succumbed to the trap of backpacking our trauma. The abuse, the neglect from childhood, the failed marriages, the traumatic moments that have happened in our lives, we are wearing them like badges of honor. And one is stuck reliving those moments for the rest of our lives. And it's no wonder we have an epidemic of depression. What's more depressing than constantly reliving every traumatic moment that has ever happened to you? What's more depressing than every day not forgetting that moment is over? Because it's possible. It's possible to leave the past behind. That's what this podcast episode is about. Welcome to Spiritual Talks, where we leave the past behind. We don't need the past. We don't need the past. All we need to know is the general things. What our name is, where we were born, how to drive a car. Simple things. But do we need the rest of that stuff? Do we need to constantly remind ourselves of everything that didn't work out? Do we really need the reminder? Wouldn't it be nice to leave the past behind? Wouldn't that be nice? Forgetting those things that are not. The past isn't looking forward to those things that are to come. If we're constantly looking at the past, giving us anger and fear and resentment, where is the room for the new moments in our lives? If the past is constantly bombarding our minds with the thoughts, where is the current moment going to fit? Where will it go? The past has taken up too much space in your present life. The past has taken up too much space in your present reality. The past is not needed right now. It's time to step into the river of change. It's time to leave the past behind and step into the river of change. I know it's scary, the river's unfamiliar, the water's cold. I get it. But here's what we do know. There's pain in the past. There's misery in the past. There's trauma in the past. There's resentment in the past. And I know that it's very addicting to feel what we normally feel. It's like, what do you want me to do, Gerald? Trade in all my misery for happiness and joy? Is that what you want me to do, Gerald, huh? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Just give up my past? You want me to trade in my trauma badge? Yes, I do. I would love for all of us to take our trauma badges off and trade them in like tokens. I'd like to trade my trauma for joy. I'd like to trade my pain for peace. I'd like to exchange my trauma for triumph. My victimness for victory. I want to trade it. It's time to give up the past. Let's trade in the past. Can we trade in the past for a brand new future? Can I trade the past for a brand new future? Are you willing to give up your old story for the new story you can tell now? You can take it off your Instagram and your Facebook that you're a survivor and you're no. That person doesn't even live here anymore. I remember when I was 220 something pounds. I looked in the mirror one day and I said, I don't know who you are. Because I didn't. I'd gained so much weight, it was like another person was living in my body. I looked at a picture the other day and I was telling somebody that I looked like the little brother and that was my big brother. In that moment, I made a decision to trade in the fat guy that was looking in the mirror for the new fit guy, the athletic guy that I get to see today. I traded in the fat guy for the guy you see today, or the guy you're listening to. I traded it in. I was tired of telling that story. Are you ready to trade in the trauma? Give up the trauma, give up the past, give up the stories. It's like an addiction. Are we willing to trade the addiction to feeling bad to feeling happy? Are we willing? It's available. What's wrong is always there, but so is what's right. What's right is always available. What's working is possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless. But guess what? If we are looking at our lives through the framework, through the visions of the past, we don't believe that there's a future. We don't believe that there's a possibility because your past doesn't agree with possibility. Your past only sees what didn't work. That's why we have to trade in the past. The past has no idea what your future looks like. The past has no idea what your future looks like. And your mind, one's mind, is operating from the framework of captivity. Your thoughts are limited. The past is limited. So if you only have those moments that are limited, your life becomes limited. One's mindset is operating from the past, and your past has only certain amount of memories. We'll say 10, okay? Let's say 10 past memories. And if all our minds operate on is the software of our previous experiences, and your previous experiences is your past, if our minds are only operating from the experiences that we've had, and the experiences that we all have are limited, and the ones that I keep remembering are the ones from the past that are hurting me, that are not giving me energy and giving me power, they're actually destroying me. If I am working with those thoughts, those limited frameworks, my life can't be full. My life can't have that, the essence, as the French say, the je ne sais quoi, the something special. And life is special, but we can't see how special life is if we don't recognize that we're operating from a limited set of beliefs called the past. We can't see our future until we see that we're operating, that we're looking at our lives in the current moment through the visions of our past. Your past memories are coming in and pretending to be the present moment. Your past is sneaking inside of your mind and reminding you that it didn't work out. It's reminding you how your dad left your mom. It's reminding you how your marriage didn't work out. Your mind is reminding you of the past. And in order to become free to access your future, we first must realize that the past has our minds captured. And until we see our minds being captured by our thoughts from the past, there is no freedom for the future. There is no peace until one recognizes the movement of the past and how it captivates our minds and whisks us off into this array of trauma and danger and scarcity. Trapped by the past. But guess what? When one realizes, this is the joy, this is why I'm talking. I come to bring the message that you can leave your past behind once you realize that you're operating in it. We can leave the past behind once we see the clarity, once we see the truth of it, once we see how our past is constantly controlling us right now. How the past is constantly controlling us. Once we see it, then we can do something about it. But it's not until we recognize the truth that our past needs to be left behind. The past is not serving. It's destroying. It's destructive. It's not giving us what we need. It's not serving our highest good, actually. So my wish and my blessing as we go through these journeys, as we're having these spiritual talks, is for us to realize that the past can be left right where it happened. Leaving the past behind. It's no longer with us. The failed marriage, it's no longer with you. The death of your child, it's no longer with you. That moment has passed. That moment has passed. And I wish that we could see how beautiful right now really is. We are losing so much of the present moment because the past has us so captivated. The past seems so real. I remember when I was meditating, and the mind is such a theater. The mind is like the movie cinema. It literally is. I'm just sitting meditating, and random stuff is just coming in my mind. Now here's the deal. I don't even want to think the stuff I was thinking. I had no inclination, no reasoning to even be thinking about that. But guess what? I was thinking about stuff that I didn't even want to think about. What does that mean? That means that our minds are constantly going. And if our minds are constantly going, whether we want to or not, we have to be aware of what the hell is going on. What is our mind feeding us? Our minds feed us the past. Our minds feed us whatever it wants to. And that's why now, as I'm growing in my spiritual practice, as I grow with you guys, I'm seeing the disassociation between what I think and who I am. I'm not my thoughts. I do think, but my thoughts come and go. I'm still here. I could be thinking something one moment and completely thinking something the next. Is that me? No, that's my memory. That's my mind. But I'm so much more than that. But our mind seems so real. But just know we're much more than our past. We're much more than our thoughts. And as I begin to continue to unfold with this, continue to follow the podcast, continue to grow with us, continue to go on this journey of evolution, of exploration, of leaving the past behind. So this has been another amazing episode of Spiritual Talks with Gerald. And we talked about leaving the past behind. We talked about how the past has us captivated. It's captured our attention. So much so that we're living the present moment out through the past. So just know your future is available. Right now is available once you realize that you're operating from the past. Okay? Until next time, I will see you guys again. And this has been another episode of Spiritual Talks. Follow us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We are everywhere, even on Amazon, which I really love as well. And yeah, like, share, follow, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next episode. All right, later. Namaste.